everyone, welcome back to the channel with another Train Sim World 5 news update, because it's big news. We just had a mega article just dropped from Dovetail regarding the London Overground Mildmay Line, which is coming soon. Not only that, we've got a release date and we've got pricing, so we're going to get into that. But first of all, let's just watch the trailer for the first look, courtesy of Train Sim World and Dovetail's YouTube channel, just to get us all excited for it, because it's coming. It's coming. There you go. Now, if that wasn't enough to get you going, we know that this is now coming out on the 4th of March. So just a couple of weeks or so to go until it releases. The trailer's brilliant. I quite like that trailer. There's a lot packed into it, as you'll see. And this is just one guy on his own developing this, remember. We talked about this before. So, you know, it's a pretty mean achievement. We got loads more screenshots. We're going to go through them right now. So, just as a reminder, this is the London Overground Mildmay Line, which is Stratford to Willesden Junction. And it mentions in the article it was first revealed as part of the season of reveals, and I got a lot of you quite excited, and I'm not surprised. We'll go through and have a look what we've got. There's a little bit about Incredible Trains themselves. As I said, it is one guy on his own, Johannes, and he has been doing this as a side project while he's studying for a PhD. So he's taught himself all this and brought this out for us. We've got a route map, which is quite interesting as well. You can see it there, going from Willesden Junction on the left hand side all the way over to Stratford. It's 12 miles. So 12 miles, 18 stations, I think. We'll confirm that as we go down the article. It says it's a packed, dense and highly detailed route. It features the London Overground Class 378 Capital Star, which we'll talk about again shortly. And we get iconic London road traffic, such as London buses, cabs, etc. We also get DLR vehicles as well, which appear as AI. So, bit about the Mildmay Line itself. What is now recognisable as the Mildmay Line was built across 2 decades of staggered development and expansion between 1846 and 1869. Avoiding central London, the route is vital for cross-city connections while avoiding the busy core, and is also a vital freight artery as it links multiple main lines together. And much like the rest of the London Overground network, the North London line was due an upgrade through the 90s and early 2000s, and in 2007 TfL, or Transport for London, took over the line and overhauled it to be a modern commuter line with reliable and frequent services. With TfL's naming of all London Overground routes, the North London line is now officially known as the Mildmay Line, honouring the small charitable hospital in Shoreditch that has cared for Londoners over many years, notably its pivotal role in the HIV/AIDS crisis in the 80s, which made it the valued and respected place it is for many, particularly the LGBTQ plus community today. I did wonder where the name came from, I must admit. Along the part of the route depicted in the game add-on lie plenty of familiar locations and landmarks to admire, including the Arcelor Mittel Orbit at the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, so that'll be interesting. There we go, 18 stations, I was right, 18 stations in total make for a style of gameplay where there is very little time to rest. Willesden Junction will make use of the high level platforms situated above those used in the West Coast Main Line South, and other stations will have names familiar to locals and tourists alike, such as Hackney Central, Camden Road and Hampstead Heath. As a product licensed by TfL, all stations will of course be adorned with the relevant TfL branding. Beyond the rails, the road traffic will include vehicles that represent London's iconic black cabs and red double-decker buses. There will also be the AID alloy vehicles at Stratford that operate in a similar way to the AI trams currently seen on the Edinburgh-Glasgow and Five Circle route add-ons. The route's location across London also sees it cross and intersect with snippets of lines from other Train Sim World routes, with the HS1 tunnel entrance visible from South Eastern High Speed and route hopping available for easy access to other London routes in your collection. And this is getting important now, isn't it? Because more and more routes are starting to link up and all come together. And so these hopping points will include Stratford International, which is South Eastern High Speed. There'll be one to Gospel Oak, which is of course the London Overground Suffragette line, and Willesden Junction, which is the West Coast Main Line South or the Bakerloo line. Now, as far as stock goes, what we will get is the London Overground Class 378 Capital Star in its Overground livery, as you can see. And it says players of other UK Train Sim World add-ons will be familiar with the Electrostar family of trains, which are widespread across the south of England and run a variety of different services using variants of the same style of EMU. And this is quite a nice picture taken at the training centre, where you can see the current lineup of the Capital Stars. And they are the South Eastern Class 375, which is seen in South Eastern High Speed. There is the Southern Class 377/2 in West Coast Mainline South. There is also the 377/4, which is also Southern. That's on East Causeway and London Commuter. And then of course we've got my favourite of the bunch, the Gatwick Express Class 387 in London Commuter. There they all are, all lined up, ready to go. An important point, because a lot of people ask me when they come into Train Sim World, what's a good train to start with in Train Sim World if you're starting right at the beginning and you've never driven a train before. And it alludes to it in the article where it says that the Electrostars with the simpler controls and combined power brake handle make them perfect to pick up for the first time Train Sim World player, whilst more experienced players can interact with safety systems and PIS displays via the interactive screen and in the Class 377 speed controls. So I don't think we've got any interior shots. I could be wrong, we'll have a look. But yeah, I mean, an Electrostar, pretty easy to drive if you're watching this and thinking you're going to get into Train Sim World. I don't think you should have too much trouble with this. A little bit more about the Capital Star variant. It entered service in 2009 on London Overground routes, which replaced the aging 313, and since 2010, the Mildmay Line has been operated by the Class 378, originally delivered in 3-car formations. A 4th car was quickly added, and all were expanded to 5-car trains by 2017. Visually, there are many differences from its Electrostar relatives, including its cab end doors, which can be opened in case of emergency, but are otherwise not used to interconnect multiple trains together in service. There's a little shot of the interior there with a very packed train. And passengers, it mentions, sit opposite one another with longitudinal seating, much more suited to high density commuter service. That's so they can pack a lot of people in the aisle and hold on to these straps and pack them all in. This interior is adorned with the moquette style and distinctive signage of the London Overground. The cab also has a new layout compared to Electra Stars, and dual voltage functionality is available for both overhead AC and third rail DC. So what about the timetable, the service layers and the gameplay? A lot of you are interested in this, how many services you're going to get on this line. And these services on the London Overground will run at 8 trains per hour, with frequent stopping patterns at all stations featured on this section of line. Freight traffic and AI utilising other TrainSim add-ons will run on multiple main lines that intersect and cross over or under the Mildmay Line. So you'll see quite a bit of activity, hopefully, on this. And of course, it goes without saying, efficient driving, quick reaction times will make or break a run to ensure all the stations are served within the confines of the timetable. It's going to be quite tight, isn't it? There's not going to be much room for being late. Now, additional service layers. This is an interesting picture, isn't it? With the 66 going over the top there. We've also got the Azuma and the 700s. So let's have a look what it tells us. You need to own these routes additionally, of course, for all this to appear. But if you do own them, you will see the London Overground Class 710 services from the Suffragette line. As AI only, you will see the Azuma, the Class 801, that comes in from the East Coast Main Line. We will also have AI Thameslink Class 700 services, which you can see there. There will also be AI HS1 services from the South Eastern High Speed. There will be AI EMT HST services from the Midland Main Line. And we will also see it as AI Class 350, Class 377 and Bakerloo trains from the West Coast Main Line South. And finally, we will see as AI the Avanti West Coast Class 390 Pendolino services. That is involving quite a lot of different routes, isn't it? Is this the DLC that features the biggest collection of existing TrainSim World routes to date? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I think it probably is. There's other routes that we've had where things layer in, German ones specifically, but there's a lot going on in this one, as you can see. And most of it is AI, but that's fine, because it just builds up the route and builds up the immersion as you're driving along in the capital store. But I think this could be the one that has got the most links to other DLC. So if you do own all these DLCs, I think you're pretty much in for a treat with this one, I would say. That's not all though, because there are also a selection of reskinned and unlicensed AI layers representing trains not currently available in TrainSim World. They're all AI, but what these will be are reskinned Class 710 trains from the Suffragette line, representing Elizabeth line services. We'll also have 710s reskinned from Suffragette line, representing Greater Anglia services. And finally, we'll get reskinned Class 166 trains from the Great Western Express, representing Chiltern Railway services. So you're going to see a lot going on. It does mention that you can see these between Stratford and Hackney Central. So we know the release day is the 4th of March. What about the price? Everybody wants to know about the price, and here it is. It releases on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Games, and Steam. And if you're in the UK, it will be £24.99 or €29.99, or in dollars, $29.99. And put this date in your diary, Wednesday the 26th of February will be the preview stream over on Dovetail's channels on Railfan TV, so you'll get to see it demonstrated properly then. I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, there's been a lot of UK stuff on the roadmap for a while. No dates coming through for anything. Then suddenly this one comes out the bag. It's coming out on the 4th of March. It's not only a new route, but because of all these layers, it's a consolidation of many different parts of train sim world. I'm really excited to see it all come together. It looks like a really nice project, and this is just this one guy, Incredible Trains, just on his own. Let's just look forward to this one, and hope there are other developers as well doing this, teaching themselves the tools, being able to bring out routes that are of interest to them themselves. And I mean, he's packed a lot of detail into this one, just looking at the screenshots. There's a lot going into that, and the layering and everything else. I mean, I don't know whether or not he does it all himself or he gets assistance from DTG or other groups, but I tell you what, it's shaping up to be quite a nice little package, this one. We'll leave it on the route map so you can see the stations that we've got. I'm glad personally that there's more overground in the game. There's lots of players request a lot of London Underground in the game, but to be honest, me personally, just speaking personally, a lot of the Underground is quite samey for me, so it's not, even though it's something I enjoy, it's not something that I will play over and over, whereas this is. And it also allows, because it's overground, it does allow for these other layers. There's other things to see, there's other things going on. So I'm really pleased that this is coming out, and it's one that I didn't expect. I must admit, I didn't expect. But I will look forward to playing this, and it's coming out on the 4th of March. So as always, we will hope to get early access to this, so we can play it 24 hours before the public release, so you can have a look at it, see what it's all about. But you will see it on the 26th of February 1st over on Dovetail's channel. So that is it for this article, and I'll put a little link to the article in the description below, so go and check it out for yourselves. But thank you for watching. Do leave me a like, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're on 17,000, over 17,000, nearly 17,500 subscribers on the channel, which is mind-blowing. So thank you to each and every one of you that is already subscribed. 4th of March, Mildmay Line. Until next time, talk to you all again quite soon. Bye for now.